with at CPAC Mexico with the president of CPAC. Mis amigos migrantes, pues aquí estoy.
Total catastrophe, and it is a crisis.
Of a child, right there. All these NGOs, you're fake. It is this, the crisis of children. Good evening to all. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News and different social media networks. How's everybody doing? Good evening from Poland. We are in Poland. Let me lower down the microphone. I think it's a little bit too high. Right here from Poland. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much. Good evening. Over here, it is 10:20 at night. It is late. It's kind of late, but we are awake. The reason why is it has been really difficult for me to get some sleep. It has been really, really difficult to get some sleep. So I will wait for some people to join in, get into the live feed, share this video out, see if we can get more people on the live feed. We are being censored, but let's see if we can get more people on here. Our pages are trying to get as much as censorship as possible, but let's see. So thank you so much for joining in. Good evening to all. We have a public announcement of what we are going to do with all the footage that we have gathered in the past 17, the past 14, 15, 17, 15 days. In the past 15 days, we, Wendy and Brock, would like to have you as soon as they can. Oh, tomorrow, possibly we are going to we are going to have a possibly tomorrow. I'll contact them. I will answer some questions of Q&A. Let's get more people on the live feed. Share this video. It has been almost 14, 15, 17. It's going to be almost 15 to 16 days over here in Europe. We traveled through different borders, different countries. And I had the possibility and the opportunity to be in good hands with the great Chuck Holton and his crew, the Free Burma Rangers. When it comes to Ukraine, only was the Free Ukraine and part of Poland, the Free Burma Rangers. When I was in Netherlands, I was with the great Chuck Holton. And also when I was in France, Amsterdam. First and foremost, how's the audio doing? I think that the microphone, it has a great audio, but I don't know if it's the audio is doing good or the audio is not doing good. So good evening to all. Thank you so much for joining in. It's nice to say hello to you guys from Poland. Poland, it is a really different country. The Polish people have been nice. I believe that out of the countries that I visited, out of the Netherlands, Belgium, France, Poland, and Ukraine, I believe that the most reserved people to talk to and the people that they're more not difficult, but they have their own perspective of how they are, relating to individuals or people. I believe that is the people of France, that they were, I had this kind of a defensive kind of, I don't know if I want to talk to you or not, kind of not attitude, but just the way they are. Although, they're great people, but out of the 5 countries that I visited, the culture that it was more difficult to adapt was the culture of France. When we arrived to the Netherlands, it was just really nice people. And ultimately, when we went to the Netherlands and we started talking to the farmers, which I would like to give a quick shout out to the great Michael Young, who did an incredible work on the investigation of the farmers, the nitrogen that is being injected supposedly into the soiled, and all this nonsense of taking away the territory of the farmers to make it into governmental housing for migrants. All in the lunatic environmentalists that are trying to take away the rights of the citizens, to take away property of the farmers and create a combustion of chaos. A lot of people have been doing phenomenal work at the border. It's a small circle of people that they have been doing a phenomenal work at the U.S. Mexico border and ultimately Central and South America. Just to name drop a few, the great Michael Young in Central and South America doing a phenomenal work in what is the Panama, uh, and ultimately other countries of the world. And borders with Mexico and the United States. You guys know Alden Cabello, my brother Ben Berquam, my brother Anthony Agüero, absolutely, doing great work. Um, and ultimately Chuck Colton, and trying to do it myself. We're trying to do the best that we can. There's other people that they're doing phenomenal job, but talking about the group of people that we are related to. So congratulations to all of them as they are doing an incredible and phenomenal job. So we landed in the Netherlands, and we started Chuck Holton, Mark Tomlin, a young kid who is has a phenomenal talent. Watch out, journalists that they're coming up in the world of journalism. I will tell you, you guys have a huge competition. Little Marky Tomlet, people need to watch out. This guy is an incredible mind and possibly is going to blow people's minds off when he starts coming out with all this technology and all this knowledge. But he's a great young kid. So, talking about the Netherlands, and in countries that I relate to and that I saw, which is, the people, which I have more accommodated, and which I people that I felt more the love of comfort. All of them, they're beautiful countries, but the countries that in the Netherlands, the farmers were extremely nice. Netherlands people are really humble people. They're really calm people. They're not aggressive. Belgian people are, you know, they see a Mexican wandering around in Belgium, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" But Belgian people are more reserved. I believe that they're more reserved. They're part of the environmentalist, environmentalist, environmentalist disaster. Sorry about that. And ultimately, they're more reserved. When you talk about France, the French people are extremely different. Um, Although it is beautiful, France, it is just gorgeous. And I would like to tell you, we did a tour. The best way, and I will just give you a glimpse of what we're going to do in this mini series, which I am announcing right now. What are we going to do with uh, all this, all this massive, documentation that we gathered? But the only way to for you guys to really enjoy France, downtown France, Paris, it is. We went to a couple of places. Calais, France. That is Deauville, France. It is beautiful, man. It is like a Monaco. We arrived in Deauville, France. It is, my God, it's such a gorgeous place. And ultimately, not only Deauville but Calais, France. It is beautiful. Uh, And when it comes to Paris, the only way to see Paris, and I will recommend you if you've never been to Paris, uh, you grab a electrical, what is it? Patin del Diablo. I don't even know how to skate. My God, what are those electrical things that can audience please help me? Scooter, electrical scooter. Grab one of those, and that is the only way that really you will enjoy downtown Paris. I almost fell. And one of the occasions that we were in the scooter, but I will tell you, the only way to enjoy downtown Paris. It is on a scooter, on an electrical scooter. My God, that was fun. And we had only days. A lot of people were like, "What are you doing over there, man? I see only you're uploading pictures and all that." I cannot upload our work. It is for security reasons, and ultimately, it was because our location we were following the rules and establishments of work ethic of other people that they are telling us this is the way we're going to work. Okay, that is the way. So Paris was beautiful, although I gotta tell you, the no-go zones, uh, areas that are not able to transit, uh, and uh, you know, ultimately other things, uh, you know, uh, they were really interesting to document, and also documenting in particular, documenting the uh, the Notre Dame church. It was one interesting, beautiful thing to do. But also, not only that, you know, France eating croissants and all that kind of stuff was an addiction. I am not going to lie; it was a phenomenal addiction. I am not, going to not be honest about that. And I will answer your questions and answers. So, talking about French people, then we travel to Poland. Poland, they're really different people. The majority of the people over here, they're white. So, when you arrive to these kind of places, when you go to like a 7-Eleven, that I don't even know how to call them over here, but are almost like that. They look at you and they're like, what the hell is going on? A lot of people talk about, the discriminatory and all this kind of stuff. I never felt it. I'll be honest with you guys. Never felt it in no place. This is all an idea that is made up by the leftist progressives and all these communists want to bring systematic racism and all this discrimination because of color and la 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 this, la la that. I was in a European country with really white people that is in Poland, and nobody talked bad to me. Everybody was really, nice to me. They were service people. They were talking to me really nicely in every store that I was at, really respectful in every place that I was at. And to being always kind to you. Hey, hi, hi. They don't know how to speak English. Also, ultimately, the majority of them, they know a little bit, but all of them, they were really nice. But on top of all those countries that I visited Ukraine, and that was when I saw that those are beautiful human beings. Out of the five countries, I will say, if I go from one to five, Ukraine is the top one that I felt the love of the people. Ultimately, I felt the care for the people. They were extremely nice people. The police officers that were really nice. The paramedics were really nice. The people that they were in the almost in the front line, they were really nice. Soldiers, they were really nice. I don't know what else to say. They were really nice people. This shirt was a gift. Uh, the people from Ukraine, they're not at fault for what is going on. As the people of the United States, they're not at fault that they have an incompetent government. The people of Mexico, they're not at fault that we have a bad president. And really nice people, really beautiful people, nice people. We walked in Kiev night. A lot of people are comparing the situation of why people in Kiev and Ukraine they're walking around like it's nothing, and there's people going out and partying and downtown Kiev. What do you want them to do? Really, what in Kiev? The missiles we saw a missile coming in Kiev, and it was destroyed by Ukrainian intelligence in the air. But Kiev has been destroyed in certain places when the attacks started happening, and ultimately, they need to go out. They need to work. There's no need to. There's no way to survive, and the only way to survive, and particularly on the border zones, in the border no go zones, and the gray zones, and the line of impact zones. These people, there's going to be a lot of information that I will be throwing out there. They're people that are sitting down in the restaurants having a dinner, but they're risking their lives. They're saying, I stay in the bunker or I go out and see the sun. And if I get hit by a missile, I get hit by a missile. If I don't get hit by a missile, I'm alive. That is the way they're living over here. And a lot of people are comparing like the situation sadly. And I would like to say, pray for Maui, pray for all those people that they are. The number one way that we can cure the world, the number one way, as I've been traveling with all these men that they are Christian, loving God men, the number one way that we can cure the world and we can cure ourselves is to prayer. Prayer is the number one way that we can cure ourselves. So I would like to, pray for the middle of this live. Lord, please pray. Please, we're praying for Maui. We're praying for the people in Maui, the people that are suffering right now. Lord, you're the only one that can direct the help. Please illuminate whoever is not attending this situation that is need to be attended as immediate as possible. Lord, you're the only one that it can do magic with your own hands, with your own thoughts, with your own mind, with your own with your own heart. So please send help as immediate as possible and cure this disease that is happening on that place. Amen. In Jesus' name, amen. So a lot of people are making this incompetent comparison as what is happening in Maui, what is happening in Ukraine, and people are saying we're sending 120 billion into Ukraine, and these people are their streets are nice and la 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 this and la la that, and look at Maui. I would like to say something. It's like exactly what is happening in the United States. You have a crisis in Arizona, in the borders of Lukeville, and the borders of Ajo, and the borders of Naco, Arizona. But you still have people in Beverly Hills enjoying life. Still have people in the Hamptons. You got a crisis in Texas, and still you have people in San Antonio eating dinner out. The cartel, it is in your background. It is not just standing on the other side of the border of Mexico, just saying like, I'm gonna send 100,000 today. No, they're operating back and forth. What's the whole difference? The difference is that over here, and I'm not pandering to one side or another. I'm being honest. I'm being honest with everybody. It's like they're comparing, oil with water. You have to see the map. Kyiv is all the way down here. The Donbas area is, it's on the north, and it's if I'm mistaken. And in the borders, we went to two towns that they are getting attacked bad. And I am going to show you the reality of these houses that they have been communities that they have been destroyed from where this war started in 2014 till now. These communities are being destroyed like no other. And a lot of Americans, they are asking themselves, why are we involved? Why are we sending money? Where is the money? Where is the money being sent? Is the money being well invested? Is the money being well put? Why is this happening? Why are there the Minsk, agreement, the document, the OTAN, all this political craziness? We are going to talk about it in a mini series. So let me just before I go, before I start answering your questions, I'm going to go to 30 minutes of me talking and another 30 minutes of you guys asking me questions. So this is what I'm going to do. We are going to do a mini series of every country that I visited, episodes. I'm going to do live feeds on Facebook, YouTube, Getter, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Getter, and Twitter. Those are the 4 platforms that we are going live. And I'm going to put episodes of these 5 countries. I will do episodes of every country, and I will explain what happened on this country, what happened on this, what happened on that, what happened on this. I will bring in guests from Ukraine, people that they have been in the military from the United States, that they have been in combat, and they can explain every single thing to clarify your questions. We will have a Q&A questionnaire before going live, so I can put the questions on the live feed to supporters only, and supporters will have this advantage to question the live feed and to have this advantage. Also, I will read the live feed, but that doesn't guarantee that I will answer your questions first. I will answer the questions of supporter first. For every single country that we visited, we will do a questionnaire, and ultimately we will do an episode. I believe that the country that a lot of people are asking, because you guys know that I'm non-biased, particularly some of the people got pissed off when I was talking about this uh Republican senators and all this kind of. I told you guys I am not a Democrat, I am not a Republican, I'm a Mexican citizen, but I know where is right and where is wrong. And we know who is wrong and we know who is right. And a lot of people is like, what's your narrative? My narrative is God. My narrative is good between good versus evil. I don't know what your narrative is. I believe that your narrative has to be God. That's the only narrative that everybody should look at. And God will cure our blindness. God is going to cure our sickness. God is going to cure our doubts. God is going to cure our our diligence to know where we go or where do not we go. Victoria, thank you so much for the coffees. God bless your dear heart. God is the only one that it will cure us from knowing who's right and who's wrong. That is the only narrative that we all of us should carry. All of it, the other political stuff, we already know that there's a uni party in the United States. We already know that there's some political figures that they are not doing anything about it. And they're Republican, and some of them, we already know what the Democrats are doing. It's completely a disaster. But the only narrative that you and I should carry, and you and I should ally and hold in hands all the time, is God. Leave it alone. So we know what is good and what is evil. What is good and what is evil. And in this mini series that we are going to put out next week, I will be working on editing, and ultimately editing for locals, for people at locals to get the first glimpse at certain shows and certain videos. And then we will program how many days I will go live during the week, so you guys can program yourselves and know that around this time I am going live and doing a show between an hour and an hour and 15. That is going to be it, with special guests that I will bring before I do my editing show, and I will explain what is going to come up next. Because it's really important to bring the experienced people who have been in Ukraine, who know about this conflict, who know what has been happening. And I will tell you something. You know, a lot of the questions, they're in the air, and there's a lot of questions that I cannot answer because I need to. There's certain areas that you need to bring, the people that they know about, specifically this topic. And we're going to bring people from Ukraine, and we're going to bring people from Russia. I will answer your comments, and I will start with this one. Uh, Somebody saying Ukraine is so bad. How bad is it? Tell me how bad. Is it so bad that you have more than 250,000 migrants coming in and through your border? Is it that bad? Or is it that bad that you have the number one country that is more addicted to fentanyl? Is it that bad? Or is it that bad that you have the number one country that is buying pedophilia and also child trafficking in the world? Is it that bad? Is it that bad that is the number one country that is sending more millions and millions of dollars to the cartel? Is it that bad? Is it that bad that the country that is sending more artillery from that country to the Mexico to feed the cartels and to continue the war? Is it that bad? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the United States. Holy crap. Holy cow. How bad is it? Is it that bad? Is it that bad? Because I'm talking about the United States. I'm not talking about Ukraine. When we look ourselves in the mirror and you guys are telling me Mexico so bad, what's going on to the United States? Oh, Ukraine is so corrupt. How many corrupt countries are going on? What is going on with the United States? The United States is corrupt as hell right now. The Biden administration is the most disastrous administration in terms of the Department of Homeland Security and a lot of things that are going on. Mexico is corrupt as hell. Oh, dude, we already know that. We already know that the cartel and the organized crime are the ones that control some governmental seats. We already know that. There's a lot of countries that they're corrupt. But before we start criticizing, before we point the finger, the most intelligent man that ever walked this planet said one thing. His name was Jesus. He said, "Whoever is free of sin, cast the first stone." Why are we pointing the finger when we don't know where the problem began and where the problem is coming from? We need to understand that. That is why I came over here to observe, to watch, to see, to interview. And I will tell you, when a lot of people are, when I went to the Darien Gap, a lot of things change in my perspective. Holy cow, a lot of things change. When I started walking into caravans, a lot of things change. There's a lot of irregularities, and nobody, it's a human right to migrate, but you guys know where I stand between law and order. We need to have law in every border. Although there needs to be an international ID for people to transit and be legally transiting from one country to another, or there needs to be just order on every migration, filter and everything. You guys know my stand on that. I don't need to repeat myself 70 million times. But the question here is, when you go to the epicenters of these places, that is why I walk the walk and I don't talk the talk. I walk, I go over there. The great Chuck Colton told me, "You're going to come to Ukraine and I want you to see for your own self, and so you can educate your audience of what is the reality of what is going on in Ukraine, how this country is being attacked." And I said, "Well, I have heard the opposite. When I got here, the first thing," Matthew, thank you so much. Join as a member, us buy me a coffee. Thank you so much. You can become a supporter also in locals. Become a supporter, not a member, supporter. I think that I got it right. And also, you can become a member and buy me a coffee. So when I got to Ukraine, the first thing that they received me with was an alert of an alarm. Brr, brr, brr. And people were going off their way. And we were like, what the hell is going on? I never heard it in my life. This is the first time that I heard it in my life. And I was not scared. I was just like in shock. What the hell is that? Like, that's an alert for a missile. So you better watch out. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. Missile alerts. Day in, day out. The Russian government is sending between 9 to 15 missiles every day. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. And another thing that we need to be informed. There's a lot of Russian propaganda. Bad. Holy cow. Bad. Bad, as I'm saying, there's a lot of Russian propaganda that is bad. Saying that they this attacked and they took over and they have the biggest artillery and biggest army in the world. That is what they feed to their people of Russia. And the people of Russia, they feed of that and they believe that and they're blind. And when they see the contraire, they're like, what the hell is going on? What they were telling them is that there was no war, that there was a little conflict on the other side. But when the conflict started aggravating, the people of Russia were like, hey, what's going on? What's going on over there, man? Russian propaganda, it is really bad. It's like exactly Democratic propaganda. It's exactly like that. Selling everyday lies. It is a reality. I'm not lying. And I'm not leaning to one side because I'm wearing this shirt. This was a gift. You want me to wear a Russian shirt? Give me one. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. You guys want the truth? I'm telling you the truth. Thank you so much, Matthew. Thank you so much. And also, there was a question right here. Where is it? Oh my God. Whew, I don't know where it was, but there was a question right here. We traveled through all these countries, and we're going to do a mini series of episodes with people invited. We have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of material. My God, I have a lot of material, and also I have material of places that we went that they're extremely beautiful. That I have the opportunity and the opportunity to have every day that we were working. Some of the days we didn't have nothing, no hours to just relax. We just got home, shelter ourselves. When we were in Ukraine, that was the place. That was get home, get inside the house, radios, telephones off, everything's off because Russian intelligence can get the signal and they can immediately send an attack. And that was the specifications for us to be there. And more that if the Russian intelligence knew that they were American journalists in the other side of Ukraine, they were going to attack because Russians and ultimately politicians in Russia, they believe that this war it is against of the United States for supporting the Ukraine. They do not think that this war is against Ukrainians. Now, on this stage. So if they knew that they were American journalists on the other side of the spectrum, on the other side of the border, they were going to attack. So we had to remain so underneath the table, man. So holy cow. I was the only one. There were people from Thailand, from Burma, on this beautiful group that is called Free Burma Rangers. But the majority of them, they were American. And it was a reality. American people are persecuted by the Russian government. It is not a lie. If you have an American on the other side of the border, if they know, oh my God, done deal. It is happening. It is happening. They're going to send a missile. They're going to send an attack. They're going to use their artillery. Every day where we were staying at, the first day, there's a big house. Let me just describe a little bit because this is going to be in the video, but I'm giving you a glimpse. Big house where we were staying at. They accommodated us a big house for 17 people. There were 17 of us. We needed space. And the first day I stayed outside in a bench. It was covered. I wanted to hear the detonations because you can hear them. My God, every day, so close. Boom, boom, boom. So I wanted to stay outside. I stayed there for 10 minutes. And the video that you have seen of me recording myself when there was an artillery or there was some kind of an automatic weapon being, sounded off, it was not too close. It was really close from where I was at. And it was it was behind me. I had to duck down and immediately get into the house because this is constant and it's not a lie. It is constant every day. The people in Ukraine are getting attacked every day. People are dying every day. I was recording at a restaurant where there was a whole complex of restaurants. And this restaurant, people were sitting down, eating normal meal, and it got hit by a missile. A lot of people, more than 10 million people have migrated as refugees of Ukraine. A lot of them are returning back. Somebody saying fake news. Come with me, Ukraine. Where do you live? Where are you stationed at? Do you read articles? What kind of news do you watch? I was there. I'm in Poland. I walked through Poland. I have video. I have audio. I have interviews. What do you have? Show me what you have. Every day attacks. It's not a lie. It is a reality. And a lot of people are not going to like this. A lot of people are not going to like this. I live in Ukraine. Come on. Nonsense, man. Come on. Oh, my God. These people, man, they just, every day there's attacks. Every day. Sadly, every day. There was a restaurant, as I was telling you. This restaurant, it was attacked, and there was a Marine there. And this Marine died on the scene because a missile hit. Completely destroy a restaurant. And when a missile hits, it's not just the tar. And just to everybody to know, the Russian government, it is targeting certain places, right? Let's say a police station, let's say a school. But ultimately, now they don't have the enough technology or missile technology to be hitting targets. They're just throwing it out there. And where it lands, it lands. And that is the number one consequence of destruction of certain communities and certain schools, hospitals. They're being hit. I walk through certain neighborhoods and borders. A lot of neighborhoods and borders close to the impact zone, the gray zone. We got evidence of it. It's not creating hysteria. It's not exacerbated. It's not, my God, it's conspiracy theories. Since they started mentioning back years ago, they started using their language of barrier of defense that is creating hysteria and all this stupidity nonsense. I said, you know what? I have been always reporting on site. They want me to show it, I'll show it. I'll slap it in their face. And that is why I go to places and I report from the site. So I can slap it in the faces of people that they're always using this stupidity, pandered, progressive, leftist language that is creating hysteria, fear mongering, all this stupidity. Go to the place, record it, report it in your face. There it is. This is the way that it has to be done. It's old school journalism, not new school journalism to use, your drone and send it over there and just do a stand and like, I'm right here and this is the drone footage. No. Go over there, walk, show it. That's the only way. We were there. Thank you so much for joining in. We visited 5 countries. And that is the number one thing. We visited 5 countries. We visited also Ukraine. We walked with officials from that they're in charge of the city of Kyiv. We walked through certain places, and I will show you the truth. And the next week, possibly the next week when I finish editing, it will get me a couple of days to get accustomed to the hours. We're 10 hours apart. Over here it's 11 o'clock right now at night. So it is really important that we show this kind of reality. Somebody's asking questions. So I will not give promotion to people that they're always kind of hating and always trying to throw these under the bus questions. It is unreliable. So I'm just going to put attention to questions that are productive. And ultimately, I have the video to back it up and the truth. And also we're going to have guests from Ukraine that we met, not people that they're saying, I'm from Ukraine, I'm right here. You're not. Stop with the line. People that there are right there on the location, people that they live there, and ultimately officials that they live there, and they can tell you the truth of what is going on. So I will answer your questions right here. And this is the number one, Ms. Glenda Murphy. But they don't let reporters in Russia. No, they don't. There's a check zone where they stop you, and they cannot let you move forward from that. So they don't, for security reasons. Do Ukrainians think that they are winning? That is a question that a Ukrainian can answer you. I cannot answer you that question, but what they believe it is that they're going through a crisis of insecurity in certain sectors of the borders, and their houses are being destroyed, and their houses are being completely annihilated, and there's communities that are being affected. That's what they think. So ultimately, that is the situation about that. Uh, mm, there we go. Will you be going to other countries? Yes, yes, not in Europe, Central and South America, and we're going to Central and South America, and also we have a plan to go to another country that has nothing to do with Europe, possibly Asia. So visit another continent. But until it is confirmed, I would like to talk about that. At the meantime, it's just a plan to see if we're going to go or we're not. But we have a plan to go to Asia in the next incoming months. Uh, Another question that you're going to like to ask right here. Even they're receiving pension money from that is. Uh, I'm not there anymore, but I'm there to document what is going on with the bellicose conflict. I was not there to see if they were receiving pension money or not. But what I can tell you, no. And what I can tell you, there's corruption. Yes, there is. There's corruption in the United States. There's corruption in Mexico. There's corruption in Russia. For God's sake, the Russian mafia. It is so corrupt. It is corrupt in those countries. There's corruption in Ukraine. Yes, there is. There's corruption all over the place in every country. When you come to a bellicose conflict, a lot of people are saying, well, there's a lot of corruption in Ukraine. These are the speculations. These are this or that. All the questions that you have, I will have guests for you guys to answer those questions, for you guys to understand the situation, what is happening over there. And, ultimately, that is going to be the number one thing. Okay. What do I think about Putin? Well, what do you want me to think? What do you want me to think? Just ask yourself this question. What do you want me to think? Is it a question to be asked, or why are you asking me that question? The only thing that I can tell you, it is this. We have good and we have evil. War is never good. War has never been good. And it is never going to be good. We already know that. But if you're in the side of God, you will know where is evil and where it's not. That question I asked to you, when you're asking me this question, it is because of the same question when they ask, who do you support? Do you support Russia or do you support Ukraine? Do you think God will support people getting killed in Russia and also in Ukraine? Or he will support one country more than another? Of course not. It is a question of division. It is a question to create hate. It is a question to divide. We do not have a narrative with a country. Our narrative is with God. That is our narrative. If I had the opportunity to go to Russia, I will go to Russia. But sadly, they don't let people like me in. And sadly, they don't let a lot of journalists in. Because you know what will happen if you go over there and if you don't say beautiful things about what they're doing. Is it me or is it just a lie? That is the only thing. There's a comment right here. Putin is defending his country from the neocons who want to destroy his country. That gives him the justification to destroy people. Jesus got crucified, got attacked. The best example about defending yourself against evil, it is Jesus. Jesus got crucified, got spit on, got humiliated, got attacked, got tortured. And he responded with what? With the message of God and peace. Did his people rise? Did Peter rise against the government? Did Paul rise against the government? No, they preached. And they walked to preach the word of God. That is what they did. Am I right or am I wrong? It has to do a lot with the Bible. It has to do a lot with what is going on. We need to identify where it's evil and where it's not. Questions? What about the virus, labs, and Ukraine here? This is, if you're talking about the goose, you're talking about that, right? Or what are you talking about? That Ukraine was sending a goose infected with COVID and that Russia was getting it? Is it that what you're telling me about? Because we're comparing exactly what happened with the bat in China, right? Are we believing that Russian propaganda? Are we believing that propaganda? I'm just asking. Putin has been clear what he wants to do. I will put videos of that and I will have everything prepared for you guys. Then you guys can say this is a lie, because the ones that they're hard-headed, it doesn't even matter if you tell them here is life, take it. They will tell you, no, that's not life. That is life. Putin has been clear that he wants to create a new Soviet Union. He has said it himself on his own words. It's like Biden saying, remember what he said? I want people to just rush the border. He has said it. He said it on his campaign. The people are the ones. A peace deal needs to be done. People are recommending you should watch this. You should watch that. I will take it into consideration. I prefer to watch people that they are recommended by the people that I am in the circle with, and after watching what they recommend me, I will have to ultimately put attention to it, and also to my manager, whoever sends me stuff that I can read about. I can illustrate myself and educate myself a little bit more of the situation. What I can tell you, what I seen, is a complete disaster. And we're going to bring Ukrainian people to talk on the show. I wish that I had a Russian so we can speak to Russian people and they can say, oh, this is what is happening. But they don't let us over there. Somebody saying Russia is not the bad guy. Support your freedom of speech. If you support a guy that is a tyrant, go ahead. It's like saying Nicolas Maduro is not a bad guy. But I support you, man. Whatever you're saying, whatever you want to say, God bless your dear heart. God bless your dear heart. Questions? This is one of the questions that we will ask. And this is one of the questions that we will answer. Since when it started and who started? And this is an incorrect comment, but we will correct it. And we will bring you evidence about it. But it's okay. Those are questions, and I respect your questions and the freedom of thought. Somebody saying, I speak Russian. Do you understand? My God, you are blessed. God bless your dear heart that you speak Russian and that you have the ability to speak Russian. God bless your dear heart. What am I supposed to do with that? Thank you. Questions. We got about 10 to 15 minutes. You guys want to ask some questions? Right here. About the whole trip, about the whole European trip. It's really complicated to explain it from the perspective that I'm explaining it, because what I'm seeing is just it's a complete disaster. Tanks in the middle of communities, houses completely demolished, people uh that they have lost their lives, family members, people that living in bunkers still for months, some of them there for years, living in bunkers. Do you talk to Russian speaking Ukrainian? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And they were translating in English. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that they did not agree with Ukraine's, and they went to Russia. And there's the majority of them, they stayed in Ukraine and they agreed with Ukraine. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And I will have people that they were talking about this issue. I went to Ukraine. I didn't go to Russia. So I cannot tell you about Russia. I cannot tell you about Russia. So if you're telling me, have you seen the border of the United States with Mexico? I live there. I can tell you I live there. Yes, I've seen it. If you tell me, have you seen the Darien Gap? And I tell you no, but they have told me stories that it's not that bad. I have crossed it 2 times and I can tell you it is horrible. So if you're asking me, if you're making a comparison, so the only Ukrainians are suffering, Russians are not, I don't know if they're suffering or not. The only thing that I can tell you, I've been to Ukraine and I can tell you the story about this side. When I'm over there, I can tell you. Because I don't like to take an opinion when I am not there. That's why I go there. That's why I travel there. That's why I am there. Yes, I have. Good question. Uh, and we asked that question, and it will be answered in the live feed. And also, one of the things that I ask about this question, it is what Ukrainians will do if Joe Biden, or if they think that Joe Biden will do in Afghanistan them. That's a question. And it has to do with this. Do they feel that Joe Biden will do in Afghanistan on them? That he will just pull out, and he already grabbed his purpose and he will pull out? Do the people believe that he will do in Afghanistan? And it's a really sensitive question that a lot of them they answered. So be aware of that question. Do you know that men are being forced to participate who do not want to? I will not call it forced. They just find out, and this is one of the things that a lot of people are not going to agree in, but Zelensky just, I'm not favor of Zelensky and I'm not against Zelensky. Just for everybody to understand. I'm against Putin. That's the only thing that I can tell you. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with what he's doing. Some policies that he does, they're good, but some policies that like the things that are doing right now, my God, I'm sorry. But what I can tell you right now, in terms to, my God, I forgot. Wait a second. Híjole, la chinga, se me fue. Forced. Yeah. Zelensky just found out that there was corruption on the recruiting situation with the men. Some men, they were paying up to $10,000 to not be recruited. so they can flee the country and they can go. Uh, the army of Ukraine, it is not just a couple thousand. They're close to 750,000 that they can go immediately to war. And the recruiting can go up to 5 million, 4 to 5 million apparently. So has there been people that are being forced? It's a draft. So I don't know if you remember what happened in World War II with the United States. Uh, More questions. Phew, what a question. Uh, a lot of people are going to be all these questions that are going to be answered to you. Do you think that the USA is using Ukrainians as a proxy war against Russia? Oof. There's a picture that I saw. This will answer your questions. There's a picture, and not answering your questions. There's a picture that I saw on a museum. Uh, and in this museum in Ukraine, they have a picture of the country of Russia, the map of Russia, and then next it was the country of Ukraine, and then it was the whole Europe, and then the country of Russia had a shield. So it's basically saying we're a shield for whole Europe because this is coming to Europe. So that would answer you the question. Would Russia, if they allowed or ask you to? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In a heartbeat. Absolutely. Without no doubt. Why not? Go and see what is really happening and how much if they're launching this because we saw it. How much they were launching every day. Alerts every day. We were buying tickets at a train station and we were in there and burr, 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 like what the hell again? Like every day at every hour. More questions. Yes, I'm planning to. Yes, we're planning. And we're planning to see because there's a vessel, a barge, where they are documenting and they are putting all the migrants that are coming from South Africa, like Sudan, South Sudan. They are arriving by the masses into France. And from there, they have stayed and they have sadly, they don't know where to go. So this barge, this vessel, it is a filter for them to see if they're going to be accepted or not. So absolutely. Do you think that our taxpayers' dollars should be going to protect our sovereign borders? What country are you talking about? I don't know where you're from. If you're from the U.S., of course, we are for security borders, right? We are for national security. Absolutely. There needs to be. We need to be combating on the other side of the spectrum, that is my country of Mexico. We need to be combating the organized crime, the cartel, that is actually destroying both of our countries. But every country needs to be responsible for their own actions, for their own problems. The cartel is a problem inside of our country, and we have an incompetent president that basically it looks like he's aligned with them. So we have a problem. So yes, absolutely. And what American people do not understand that there's a war on the other side of the border, and we have been saying this for quite some years now. And now there was a picture of a guy with a long gun crossing the Texas border, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, there's a guy with an automatic weapon." Like, God sake, we have been having that problem. We have convoys of people, of convoys of the organized crime continuously with blended uh, windows and my God, semi trucks and all this technology of the organized crime walking around of our neighborhoods and with convoys and shootouts in the middle of the day. What do you expect that was not going to be a trickle effect to your borders? Of course it was going to be. If you have an open border policies like Joe Biden, of course it was going to come in. Now you want to release it and say like, hey, we don't want you anymore. Like, what do you think the cartel is going to be? Oh, you don't want me anymore. All right. At what time you want me to leave? Around 1? Will have been better off with Trump versus Biden. That is a good question, and we asked that a lot of them, and they say no. They say that is exactly the same. That would have happened regardless. A lot of them they say that. They're trying to paint this guy as a saint. Uh, no, they did not. Uh, uh, they did not. They did not join BRICS. You take stand. You take a stand. You take a stand against Putin, but not Zelensky. They're both evil. All right, if you say so. If you ask me that question about Mexico and the United States, I will tell you exactly the same. Power takes over people. These dictators, these people, they don't take decisions for the people. They take decisions for greed. So, our comments. A lot of questions that I'm not going to answer because these questions will be proved with the program, with the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Buy me a coffee is in the bottom link. If you guys like to contribute to independent reporting and travel fund, we're going to be traveling like in around possibly more than a month. So not promising right now, but it's going to happen. So thank you so much, and also for continue to our reporting. Watching here your comments and your questions. Uh, Thank you for you are explaining how fragile freedom is and how fleeting it can be. We are spoiled in the United States and we are complacent. Yeah, I have said that multiple times and people get mad. Thank you so much, Miss Jerry Lee, Miss Jan. Also, thank you so much. I will tell you something. I will possibly die 20 million times, and then I will come back and never be. So, thank you so much, but no. No, thank you. Not trying any Ukraine soldiers with the Nazi tattoo. What Nazi tattoo? My God. Oh my God. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining in. I'm reading your comments and I'm reading some questions. Uh, we're trying to do the best that we can to inform you guys what is going on. So, our whole purpose is to go to every country and document as much as we can. Of course, it is not going to be our first time coming over here to Ukraine. We're planning to come more and more and more and getting more and more and more information as we go. And ultimately, we're going to try to do that. Uh, but to give you guys what is really happening, the only thing that I can tell you is that when I was in all the countries, Ukraine treated me really nice. Poland has treated me really nice. And Netherlands treated me really nice. Belgium, they were really nice people. And the French were, uh, well, what can I tell you? The croissants are really good. The croissants were really good. That's the only thing that I can tell you. That's the only thing that I will be sure that I can tell you, man. uh, and that's the thing. Don't drink the cook aid, Oscar. Look at both sides. I'm looking at both sides. I have always done that. Just because I'm saying one thing that is the truth and the other thing that is possibly a lie, don't feel bad. It is the way that I see things, not going one side or the other. If I see when I visit the country of Russia, I will tell you, hey, this is what is going on. I don't have the time to visit the time. I don't. They don't let us in. What do you want me to do? If I had the ability to go over there, I will go over there, but they don't let us in. So we will explain this also. So a lot of people believe this, so we will explain this also. It's a lot of controversy, and a lot of it was purposely done by the Russian propaganda. Uh, and it's really bad. Islam is the fastest growing religion in France at 46%. It's not a 46. We studied that, and the population it is around 10 to 12, and it's going on 16%. I think so. In the part of France and England, it is around that, but still is a lot. But we saw a no-go zone that it was full with people that they were wearing hijabs, and men that were in the kufi. It's full. It's just like packed. A no-go zone in France that it was, full and exacerbated amount of people that they were Muslim. So uh, that is what I saw. You're entitled to your. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is what it's called, freedom of speech. Uh, did you enjoy your visit to France? Yes, it was beautiful. Really nice. Beautiful. Um, I think that the most amazing thing that I saw in France was the Notre Dame church, which I believe that it's sad to see it completely destroyed, but it is such an impact to see it. Um, mm, phew. Uh, Downtown France, it is unbelievable. It is beautiful. Paris. Uh, but I will take the most amazing thing that I saw in France and the most beautiful thing that I saw in France and emotional and significant. It was the Normandy, uh, Omaha Beach, and the Normandy Cemetery. I take that home, and I will never, forget that day. It was extremely emotional. Uh, and that is what it is. Somebody saying, I'm here in Ukraine on vacation. You will never find Ukrainian in America. They all are here home. That is a lie. Huge lie, mi amigo. Qué mentiroso. No sea mentiroso, mi amigo. No sea mentiroso. ¿Por qué miente? Don't lie, my friend. I had an interview with the mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, and he's talking about the more than 10 million refugees. And a lot of them are returning home, but not all of them. Are you lying? There's refugees of Ukraine and Mexico. There are refugees in Ukraine in Tijuana right now. Come on. Stop lying. With all respect. Let's respect ourselves, man. I believe that the Normandy Cemetery was really significant, really spiritual, man, really spiritual, and to see all and this is I will end this and I will read again a I will read again. Let me just read it again. So I like this one. Yep. I will have it right here opened. Uh, it was really emotional. Really, really emotional to see all of those graves. More than 9,000 soldiers, 19, 20 year olds, 19 and 20-year olds at Normandy. And it was really significant. It was really incredible to be there. It was really incredible to be there. As we were walking into the Normandy beach, Normandy cemetery, there's this pool, vanishing pool, and you can feel the energy. Oh my God, it's such an like something is there. And then you're walking down to the cemetery, and it is just you see it, and it's shocking to see all of those graves. Just shocking, just to be standing at a bunker and watching how they were. It's just shocking. So I will stay with that. My visit to France, Deauville, it is beautiful, and Normandy. Those were. I would prefer to go to Normandy to go to see the Eiffel Tower. Really, the Eiffel Tower. It is beautiful. It is something that a lot of people go and take pictures and la 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 this and so cliche, but uh, I would prefer 70 million times to go to Normandy and also to go to the Ranger Cliff and to see the story about how uh, young kids in the military of America not only saved the United States of America, but they saved the world. They died to save the world from tyranny, from a Nazi. And that for me is way more important than seeing an Eiffel Tower, which I'm not criticizing people like to go to the Eiffel Tower and see the Eiffel Tower. Go ahead. I went and saw it, and it was amazing to see it. It's just like, okay, this is the famous Eiffel Tower. It's huge. It is big. People can go in there, go up, go down. It's nice. But you know, I was wanted to go to. They took us to Normandy. The great Chuck Colton took us over there. That was a beautiful thing. I have video of going to me in the bunkers and explaining everything. So I would like to show that video to supporters and locals. That video is going to be supporters and locals. Also, we went to the Saint Mount Michel. That is a church. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful. Also, it's one of the wonders of the world. Another one that I will show on videos for people to watch. And supporters and locals. So you better become a supporter. Uh, and It was really I'm blessed. I'm really blessed by God. Really, it's a blessing to be traveling and documenting and working at the same time. So it's a big blessing. So I'm blessed to be surrounded by all these men, all these good men, Christian God men. They are always in the side of prayer. Energy is unbelievable. The energy is just incredible. It's always praying, praying, praying. It's just such an impact. Uh, so would you will love to travel to Europe and Russia? Well, congratulations for that. I'll send you my best. Uh, Somebody saying you are so lucky to be able to go. Well, it's not a thing about luck. It's a thing about earning the job and doing the work. So I believe in that. Strongly believe in that. It's not a thing about luck, but thank you so much. God bless everybody. So again, for people to understand, we're going to do a mini series. We're going to go live, and we will potentially put the live on notice for people to watch. Ultimately, there's going to be some other videos that they're going to be only be watched with, where somebody saying it is 12:32 here in Ukraine. Good night. We're always standing with Trump 2024. God bless you. That is your truth. It is 11:33 over here in Poland. Yes, I was there 2 days ago. I was there. In places like Crematoros, I was there. Uh, Thank you so much for everybody for joining in. God bless you all. Uh, and I would like to say thank you to all the people that supported this trip. Thank you so much. We are going to be, you know, editing a lot of video and putting it all together so you guys can have great shows and great understanding of not my perspective, the perspective of the video. I'm just going to show you. This is a house that it was destroyed. Look how they destroyed. This is a tank. This is what happened. This is this. This is that. This is an interview with people that they were attacked. This is this. This is that. I believe that bringing evidence and bringing the reality and truth of what the Ukrainian people are going through, it is the fact. It is like me when I go to the borders. This is what the Panamanian people are going through. This is what the Colombian people are going through. This is what the Venezuelan people are going through. This is what the Haiti people are going through. This is what the United States citizens are going through right now at the borders. It is, we have to be open to see what is happening in every country. We cannot carry a narrative just because we are just because. Remember that we are the narrative for God. It's not the narrative that we want to. With that being said, I would like to again read Psalms 1 for everybody. In the name of Jesus, blessed in the one who does not walk in the step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit on the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and whose meditates on his law day and night. That person is like the tree planted by streams of water, which yields in its fruit its season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like a shaft that the wind blows away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads for destruction. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a beautiful night from Poland. It is 12 o'clock. It is 11:36 at night. 11:36 at night over here in Poland. Beautiful Poland. I just had a shrimp pasta, and I will tell you, and I'm going to be honest. Poland has the most fast and efficient delivery of food in the planet. I have never been attended so quick in my life in a restaurant than in Poland. I am telling you that. I'm being factual about it. And this happened yesterday and it happened today again. We ordered a pasta, and 5 minutes later, the pasta was there. I don't know what the hell they did, man. If they had it cooked or they have it already prepared, that tasted great. It was a phenomenal pasta, but I will tell you, these people make their food, cook it well, do it immediately. They served immediately, and that is it. Poland, thank you so much for serving the food quickly, man. Not like Colombia. I will tell you, oh my God, Colombia, holy cow. You take for the longest of time, and you're dancing the salsa in the middle of cooking dinner, and then you come back 2 hours later and you're like, oh, I forgot you were ordering food. That's what actually happened. But I will say, Poland, we ride the train today in Poland towards Poland, and it was interesting to ride the train in Europe. Really interesting. A thing happened to us, and these ladies were really surprised. I don't know why, but it's the West culture, right? And the West culture has a different approach than European culture. We were sitting at a cabin in the train, quick experience, and there was 1, 2, 3 women on this side, and on the other side it was empty, and on that side it was Ben, myself, and an empty seat. 3 ladies came in, young. One of them was an adult, apparently the mom, and they were on the same cabin, assigned to the same space. It's in the train. I believe that it's first come first seat, and they came in. and they saw that we were sitting there, and I told Ben, like, come on. We got up and said, you can sit down. You can come and sit down, please. We will ride the whole 2 hours standing. We're men. And they were really surprised. They were shocked, like, wow, you're giving us your seat. And we said, like, what is the problem? Like, it's a normal thing that a man should do. But apparently in Poland, they're not accustomed to this kind of situation. And it was a story that so many stories that I got to tell you. This is kind of a funny story, but it was a story. Some of the European culture, it is really different that the West culture. It's courtesy. It's Latino culture. We are really attached to the respectful manners that they teach us at home with the chancla, and also with the belt. But we are accustomed to those kind of cultures, and we got up, we gave them the seats. They were saying thank you multiple times, like thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm like, why, man? Why you're saying thank you so time? It's a thing that we should do, and uh they were kind of shocked of that. Like they are not accustomed to a man getting up their seat and saying, go ahead, take it. We can stand. There's no problem with that. And even the guy that works in the hallway of the train was like, I'm like, yeah, I don't understand what is that, but I just told him, yeah, I don't care. I can stand. As a matter of fact, you get a better view, man, when you're standing in a train. You get a better view. You get a better view. You get to just be standing at a train, and it's a one-time experience. So, possibly I'll come back and I will again be in the train, and I will get the glimpse of sitting down. But we got the opportunity to be standing in the train, and no problem with that, man. Come on, I ride the bus when I was young, so many times when I was a kid, so many times as I was, man. We call it la burra, in Mexico, uh, and we all the time we were standing. So it's not a thing that it's in our culture, like be like, oh, it's an older lady, it's an elderly lady, get up. It's an older man, get up. Pregnant lady, get up. Women standing, get up. That's how it's supposed to be. Those kind of manners. I believe that they're washing away, and those are little things that they count, little things that you teach your kids, that those little things are so important, and they wash away, and that's what leftists, progressive, policies and all this thing, they're destroying those values and manners of kids. um, those are things that they need to stand. Stay quiet, respect your elders, don't ever yell or lift up your voice to your mother. Learn how to stay quiet and shut up, because you have to understand that there's an adult talking to you, and you need to learn. Those kind of those kind of things, they're going away, and they're flushing it away. And Jordan Peterson was asked about this, and we had a lot of time when we were riding in the car, a lot of hours that and I got to give a shout out to Chuck Colton, man. He drove so many hours. My God, my mentor, sir, for God's sake, I he drove so many hours. But we had a lot of time to listen to Mac Walsh, and to also to I was listening. Always I listened to Jordan Peterson, so I downloaded some episodes and I was listening to him. And one of the things that Jordan Peterson says is like, he explains what is the problem in the United States with kids. What is the problem right now with the evolution with the evolution of young people? And it says it's the schools. The schools are the ones that are programming the kids to, when they graduate, or when they graduate from their college degree. Now they have this liberal progressive mind thinking that they are feel entitled to have everything without earning it, without respecting, without common courtesy, without respecting your elders, without understanding that you come from a womb of a woman, and that womb of a woman gave you life, and you need to be appreciative of that all your life. You owe that person. That's a thing that they forget about mothers. You owe that favor of life to your mother. It doesn't even matter if your mother is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Be blessed. 110. It doesn't even matter. When she talks to you, you need to shut up. And that's it. You need to be appreciative of the teachings of your father. Whatever he tells you, good or bad, you need to shut up and learn, because you can learn about his mistakes. Remember that we walk in behind our mentors and we walk in behind our fathers. So we walk in behind his steps. Whatever his step takes, we follow that step. For those who have fathers, for those who don't, we try to find a mentor and try to find that mentor to follow his steps. For those who have a mother, we try to look for a mother to see how, you know, uh, what is care, what is love. But the thing is that when you take away those two valuable things, the country will die. And that is what they're doing to the United States. They're trying to take away that beautiful, beautiful, what United States stands for: God, values, Constitution. Take it away. You have a generation that it is going nowhere, leading nowhere. The solution is to bring those things back. Those things back. Bring little examples back so they will learn. They will learn, like, oh, you do it like that. Oh, you win respect like that. Oh, respect needs to be given to receive it. So that's how it works. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So we need to bring those little things. So it was a funny story that I like to tell you. We got up in the European culture. A lot of these people, they're shocked that those kind of things happen. I don't know what's going on in Poland. I don't know if in Poland they're accustomed to a man getting up and letting a lady take a seat. I don't know if they're accustomed to that, or I don't know if it's not, or I don't know if it is normal or not. I really do not know. And I do not want to emphasize on that. I just wanted to give you an explanation of what we need to do with our kids and with our grandkids to be not losing those kind of things that they're so important in society right now. God bless you. Stay safe. Talk too much, man. I already said goodbye 70 million times. And if I can stay here, I stay here for 2 hours. Thank you so much for contributing to our show. Buy me a coffee's on the bottom link. If you guys like to contribute to Independent Reporting and Travel Fund, it is right there. God bless you all. We will have multiple people that they are going to be on a platform. People from Germany, people from Ukraine, people from the United States, experts of all things in all situations. Now my manager is sending me things about Patrick Lancaster. So apparently I need to go watch that. If my manager is sending me something, it's because it's valuable and it's because it's important. So I trust my manager. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you to all our followers, all our all of our supporters. Go to locals, become a supporter. Go to locals, become a supporter. And become a supporter, and thank you. That's the only thing that I can tell you. God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, God's plan is our mission.